Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be seeing the working principle of freshwater generator on board the ship. So basically the main principle behind the freshwater generator is flash system. It flashes the water by getting the boiling point of water below 100 degrees Celsius. By creating a vacuum inside the shell, you're getting the boiling point of water about 30 or 35 or 40 depending on the seawater temperature. And how do we get it? By creating a vacuum inside a shell. So when the pressure comes down, the boiling point of water comes down. So that's the main catch here. So right here, if you can see, we drive the seawater from here through ejector pump, and there is a two tapping. One goes to the condenser here, and the outlet is coming here, and there is a tapping that goes as feed water to the evaporator, and then the remaining water goes through brine. Brine is basically it's a salt deposit or sediments. So I'll explain in detail. So what's happening here is like the seawater is going here, is heated by your jacket line from main engine. So this water goes here and comes out here. It's creating a temperature of 80 degree Celsius inside this evaporator. So when you send the seawater in this evaporator, the seawater is flashed up because your shell pressure is negative. It's negative around 70. So the seawater is flashed up, and this vapors go here, and here you condense the seawater. So when this vapors goes to this condenser, the water gets condensed and falls down. The remaining salt deposits are collected and sent through the brine system. Right here, if you can see, the water is the salt deposits are collected here, and goes through the brine and goes to the overboard. So the main parameters here are the inlet and outlet of condenser. It's always, at least it should have a minimum difference of 10 degrees Celsius. If not, then your condenser is choked. Maybe you have to open it and clean it up using the brush. Second thing is, please check the temperature of inlet and outlet of your heating medium, that is your jacket system, because it should be effective. The heating should be effective. If not, you have to clean this evaporator using chemical recirculation. So the fresh water is collected here. After the vapor is condensed, the fresh water is collected here and is sent through the distillate pump. This is a small pump. So through the distillate pump, you can give it to the tank, whether it's port side or starboard side. So that's all, guys. The procedure of starting this plant is like, start the ejector pump first, number 1, and then check the pressure here, that's number 2, and wait for 30 minutes. Let the pressure goes down to the maximum at the negative side. After the pressure goes maximum to the negative side, you can start opening the heating medium and inlet and outlet slowly. It's very important that you open all these two slowly and wait for another 15 minutes, and then you gotta open this bypass. What this bypass does is that it increase or decrease the temperature here in the evaporator. So by closing this bypass more, you are controlling the heating here. So usually we open this when the plant is not working, and when we use the plant, we close this. We throttle this, not completely close, because the main water, the cooling water for main engine will be obstructed if you close this fully, because it might lead to some catastrophe. It's always throttled. And wait for 30 minutes. You will see the fresh water getting produced through a side glass, and wait for it. After 30 minutes, you turn on the distillate pump, and the distillate pump water goes to the salinometer. Salinometer detects the salt content of the final water. So if the salt content is more, the water is again driven back to the plant. So it is like a recirculating system. When your salinity is falling below 10 ppm, this solenoid valve will open and it will redirect to the tank. Thank you guys. Please comment below if you have any other further doubts.